Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, what a pleasure to be here this afternoon. And then we are very happy to be marking the second anniversary of this great organization, the Administrators Hub. And then we are so pleased even to have the creme de la creme of administration in our midst this afternoon. So I want to welcome everyone to this event today. And I know we are going to have a pleasant experience this afternoon. So as we are about to start this event this afternoon, so I want to call on the convener and host of this program in person of Ms. Adefunke Fola to give her opening remark. You're welcome, ma.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alabi, for the welcome address. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, members of the Administrators Hub and our well-wishers all over the globe. My name is Adefunke Fola Onyiloye, the host convener of the Administrators Hub. And today I am so excited to be here. Why am I excited? I'm excited because the little mustard seed that God gave to us some 2 years ago has grown and is growing. And today we are celebrating, or rather commemorating, the second year anniversary of the Administrators Hall. In a little moment from now, I'll be sharing with us what the Administrators Hub is all about and what God has helped us to achieve in the last 2 years. And looking forward, what are we looking at in the next 1 year? Like I said earlier on, the Administrators Hub is 2 years old. And before I go into what the Administrators Hub is all about, let me start by saying thank you to everyone who considered the change that we made last week to us. We were supposed to have this event last week, Saturday. However, because of circumstances beyond our control, we had to move it to today. I want to thank our panel members who are already here this afternoon, the panel discussant. I want to thank the moderator. I want to thank our viewers at home and members of the administrators or our followers. I want to thank everyone for being patient with us. Quickly, I will take us through the Administrators Hub in 2 years. The Administrators Hub serves as a rallying point or a focal point for our professional administrators. That is, persons who have been trained or are skillful in the day-to-day running or managing of an organization's resources. The Administrators Hub is a place for learning, for unlearning, 21st and relearning 21st century administrative skills, and also a place for engaging in resourceful network. The Administrators Hub has, however, in the past 2 years become home for all, noting that administration is all about the day-to-day management of our organization and its resources for effectiveness and productivity. So beyond persons who are professional administrators, we have been privileged to host on this platform, to have as members of the Administrators Hub persons who are from other professions. This makes every one of us, our career paths notwithstanding, administrators by inference. The Administrators Hub was divinely inspired and conceived in 2022, and it was birthed on October 25, 2023. Our motto at the Administrators Hub is learning, unlearning, relearning, and networking. And our vision is motivating professional administrators towards achieving sustainable relevance in the ever-dynamic workplace. Our mission is to continually expose members to emerging resources, skills, and tools for the efficient delivery of their day-to-day responsibilities. Number two, to motivate members towards sustainable relevance in the ever-dynamic workplace. Three, to continually expose members to the ideals and practice of professionalism by equipping them with resources that propagate and inculcate ethical administrative practices. Number four, to organize and to facilitate in-house training for corporate organizations. And number five, to serve as a community where members could cross-fertilize ideas on prevailing challenges in administration and provide practical solutions for use in their respective workplaces. Our core values are: number one, professionalism; two, excellence; three, adaptability; four, continuous capacity enhancement; five, creativity; and six, optimism. Our services range from knowledge sharing to training and workshops, to coaching and mentoring, to change management support services, providing organizational development and design, to providing technical assistance and advisory services, and providing information, or rather, yes, information on governance and board deliverance and development. And our target clients include corporate organizations, small groups and teams, as well as individuals. In the last 2 years, what has happened to the administrators all? We've been able to build a vibrant WhatsApp community consisting of it's a multidisciplinary community of about 300 members, where we learn, online, network, and exchange tools, information, ideas, and opportunities for career growth. There we also celebrate our wins, our promotions, our advancements, and we generally network. Again, what has happened in the last 2 years? We have a growing membership that cuts across diverse walks of life: mainstream administration, academia, legal practitioners, entrepreneurs, construction in persons in the construction industry, in the financial sector, counselors and coaches, IT specialists. We have teachers and we have students in the higher education institution. In the last 2 years, we have successfully organized a total of 27 knowledge sharing series, cutting across germane themes such as the role of generative AI in an administration, effective communication, customer service delivery, workplace etiquette, personal branding, skills for success, personality types, tax literacy, organizational sustainability, healthy living, inspiring leadership, diversity, equity, and inclusion, emotional intelligence, interpersonal relationships, adaptability, information management, work life balance, work life integration, and so on and so forth. And taking all these topics that we just mentioned, we have had 25 volunteer facilitators, including the host convener. We have also introduced, or rather, we commenced the self-paced certification program for our knowledge sharing series in January of 2025. And this can be accessed on Seller via our link on Seller, which we have shared widely. In addition to this, our YouTube channel, which has over 200 subscriptions and over 2,000 views across 25 knowledge sharing series uploaded to date. We have a presence on the YouTube, and our YouTube channel has over 200 subscriptions and 2,000 views across the 25 knowledge sharing series uploaded to date. We also have what we call the TAH job posting, which is the Administrators Hub platform, which we have created for members, where relevant job adverts are regularly posted for members' information and possible attention. I think you should be giving your round of applause for the administrator. We have also celebrated we have the celebration of the 2025 International Administrative Professionals Day. We celebrated the 2025 Administrative Professionals Day on between Sunday, April 20 and Saturday, April 26, 2025, together with other administrative professionals in the USA, Canada, Hong Kong, and Malaysia. The theme for this year's celebration, which was packed full with capacity building and appreciation activities, is the power of adaptability, thriving in a dynamic administrative landscape. The Administrators Hub is setting the pace for the adoption of this annual celebration by professional administrators in Nigeria. We also celebrated the 2025 International Women's Day with its campaign theme, Accelerate Action, and the year's theme for all women and girls, rights, equality, empowerment, an advocacy that is in consonance with SDG 5, gender equality. And it was commemorated on Saturday, March 25, 2025 by the Administrators Hub with a knowledge sharing series with the topic Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Bridging the Gender Divide in the 21st Century Workplace. Shortly after we had our first year anniversary last year, we celebrated International Men's Day, and that was on November 19, 2024. And and then we have testaments of impact, testaments of the hub's impact on the career and business development of members and other participants in our knowledge sharing series, Keep Pouring In. The capacity of many have been greatly developed, impacting on their decision making and action takings on their career and businesses. And then in the year ahead, what are we looking at? In the year ahead, we are looking at one, concern with respect to our knowledge sharing series. In the year ahead, we will be organizing more value adding knowledge sharing series that are relevant to current realities in the 21st century workplace. We will intensify on our visibility drive. In the year ahead, we will intensify on our visibility drive, leveraging our social media platforms. We understand that we will be able to reach more participants and indeed make knowledge common when our visibility and our offerings improve. What are we also going to be looking at in the year ahead? In the year ahead, we will intensify our search for grants and funding from well-meaning organizations, foundations, and NGOs to enable us to scale our impact, onboard diverse expert trainers, and create sustainable career pathways for thousands of professionals. Now we have come to a time of appreciation. And first and foremost, we want to give our appreciation to the Almighty God who inspired this vision and has kept it running in the last 2 years. We are grateful to Him for the favor we have enjoyed from our facilitators, our participants, and well wishers, for the diverse expressions of provision, platforms, and opportunities. We say to Him alone be all the glory. We want to appreciate our facilitators because we all know that accepting the call to facilitate at a training event is quite easy for everyone to do. It may, however, become difficult for some other people when they find out that it has to be done pro bono. It is, however, not so with our esteemed facilitators who did not only agree to facilitate, but also agreed to do it for free, yet doing it with zest and passion, pouring out their hearts and their depths of knowledge without holding back. We celebrate the 25 volunteer facilitators and the 2 additional persons that are joining us even today. We celebrate you all dearly and we would not forget your kindness. Now, why I'm saying two is because Mr. Kindele has facilitated before now. It's only Miss Abodunrin and Yeyoba Adeshola Undu that is facilitating for the first time. So we are adding the 2 of them to the 25 who are facilitated before now. We are saying thank you. Thank you. We will not forget your kindness. We also want to appreciate all our moderators. We have online today Mr. David Alabi, who I just grabbed and I said, you are doing this. And he agreed to doing it. Thank you for bringing your professionalism, passion, expertise to the fore. Thank you for your investment of goodwill, time, and worthy contributions on stage and behind the scene. We are indeed very grateful. And that is to everybody who has moderated any of our events in the past. I also want to appreciate dearly today our social media community. Thank you for participating. Thank you for following. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. To members of the Administrators Hub think tank, that is the persons that we come together the to think out our events, to plan our events. I want to deeply appreciate every one of them. I want to say thank you for the gift of your tangible and intangible resources, the gift of your time, of your intellect, of your expertise, of your finances. The list is endless. And we say to you this afternoon, thank you. To everyone, we say let's do it again, and even better in the new year. We say thank you all. Cheers. And may we all continue to enjoy the blessings of the Lord. And I want to say today, Congratulations and a happy second year anniversary to the Administrators Hub. To God alone be all the glory. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Thank you so much, yes, to everyone that has made this hub what God has used to make this hub what it is today. Thank you so much. Over to you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you, Ma. Um, we are actually, that was so deep because I was just thinking about what this orb has achieved in the last 2 years is so resounding that we can't even quantify what the Lord has done even with this orb. So glory to his holy name, like Madam has rightly said, and then she has rightly appreciated those that have facilitated on this program all this while. And without wasting much of our time, it is time to take testament from members of the administrative hub. So I believe we have their video clips, yes, to be presented to people that are present today. Ma, over to you, Ma.
Yes, thank you. I think we should just go on before I find the clip. I thought I had it somewhere close, but I'm sure I'll get it soon. I'm so sorry about this. Just give me some time. Give
Okay.
me yes,
Why? Okay.
yes. Please go ahead.
Okay. Why our convener is still searching for those video clips. I was so thrilled when she was dissecting the vision, the mission, the services of this hub over the years. It's such a lot. And then, that made me think that, okay, is this an organization that has just come into existence within the past 2 years? So it's so great, so great. And then we believe that with the future goals set by the organization, we believe we have a lot to achieve as far as this hub is concerned. So while our convener is still searching for those video clips, I want us to even go through what the topic of today is all about. We are talking about future-proofing work. What does it mean? I know our panelists are already prepared. They are fully prepared. I can see my sister over there, and and other panelists. I know that they would tell us. They would also dissect what the topic is all about: future-proofing work in this generation, the 21st generation. And today, let me quickly go through what I have here to tell us what we are about to enjoy in today's panelist discussion. Future-proofing work means preparing organizations and employees for changes in technology, market and ways of working so that they remain relevant and competitive over time. Things are changing over time. And then we have different generations. We have generations like what we call baby boomers. We have
The administrators hub is
okay.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, ma.
Okay. Thank
You
you.
can go ahead, ma.
2 years already.
Happy second year anniversary, Administrators Hub.
Happy second year anniversary to the Administrators Hub.
I am truly delighted to celebrate with the Administrators Hub.
To the entire members of the Administrators Hub, happy second anniversary.
A huge and heartfelt happy second year anniversary to the entire Hub community.
Here is to wish the Administrative Hub happy second anniversary.
I just have to make my shout out to Administrators Hub at 2.
Experience from learning, relearning, and unlearning to the invaluable networking opportunities provided by the Hub.
This platform has indeed been an absolute game changer. It has been loaded with capacity building series that has benefited each and every one of
Such a
us.
dynamic platform for administrative excellence.
To be our convener, thank you for being an inspiration to us all. God bless you.
Thank you for those insightful lectures and the value-added training opportunity you give unto all of us. I want to say thank you for those resourceful materials thereafter as well. From all of us at Abuad, we say congratulations, man. We celebrate you, man.
2 years of growth, 2 years of learning, 2 years of success. In shaping minds and fostering a passion for learning, I commend your passion for providing learning. May your commitment to excellence continue to drive success.
2 years of dedication is a proof of the essential work you are all doing. You have built much more than a network. You have created a powerful ecosystem where administrative professionals can consistently find support, innovative ideas, and true fellowship. The commitment to continuous learning and professional excellence that Adefunke and the team champion is truly second to none.
In fact, for me, it has been 2 years of impactful and refreshing session.
Years wishing the administrator up many more years of unique service delivery, growth, and impact across the administrative profession. Happy second anniversary. Keep making knowledge common.
This second anniversary will take us to the third, it will take us to the fourth, to the fifth, and to the 100th. Congratulations to the convener. Congratulations to the team. I wish us a happy birthday. Congratulations, happy second anniversary.
Keep learning, keep unlearning, keep relearning, and keep networking. Bye.
Let's keep learning, unlearning, relearning, and of course, networking. Thank you.
Keep learning, unlearning, relearning, and networking. We make knowledge. Come on.
I sincerely encourage every member to keep living by your core principle. Keep embracing the challenge to learn, unlearn, relearn, and network. Because ultimately, the administrative hub is successfully fulfilling its purpose. They make knowledge common. Congratulations again. And here is to many, many, many more successful years. Bye.
That's awesome. Keep learning, unlearning, and relearning. Oh, wow, that's wonderful. Looking at those testaments from those people that have given their testimony regarding this or the achievement of this hub over the 2 years, we are sure that glorious future is ahead of this hub by the grace of God. And now we are going into today's main business. Now it is time to introduce the panel discussants for the day. Ma, are you there?
Yes, we are all there.
Okay. The panel discussant for the day. I thank God. Actually, it's a privilege for me to be on this show this afternoon. The initial nervousness was there, but now I think I'm overcoming it. I'm getting better. So by the grace of God, it is time to introduce our panel discussant for the day. And I know they are going to dissect this topic and tutor us on how to go about bridging the generational divide between the past generations and the current generation and even the future generation as far as AI automation is concerned. So I know we are prepared for that today. Are we ready for the show?
Yes, we are.
Oh, wow. Okay, now let me quickly introduce our panel discussants. I will start with our mommy in the house, Yeye Adesola Oyinloye Ndu. Am I right? I don't know.
Yes,
Yes.
you're very right. You're very right.
Okay, okay, ma. She's an HR specialist of over 3 decades. She's CIPD UK qualified and independent recruiter and a special advisor to the executive chairman of FRIS on customer centricity. She holds a master's degree in operations management. Yeye Adeshola is a renowned anti-bullying advocate with over a decade of experience. Her initiative, Bullying is Not an Option, nib it in the book, aims to educate parents, teachers, and even students on preventing bullying. She has held workshops on artificial intelligence for beginners, skills and attitude for the 21st century workplace, customer journey mapping, and bullying prevention, to mention but a few. Yeye Adeshola also explores the attachment theory as a way to recognize the importance of early intervention in relationship. She is the convener of Lefties and Ambidextrous Care Initiative, Nigeria, funded to stop the switch of left-handed and the associated stigma. I know those that use left will be so much impressed to hear that. Her latest creation, the Nikki dolls, promotes good dressings with African culture using crocheting and African fabrics to showcase a commitment to nurturing young minds. Yeye Adeshola is currently nurturing a team of crocheters as a way to formalize the art of crocheting in Nigeria. She promotes efficiency, collaboration, and creativity in the workplace. Please join me. Welcome, Yeye Adeshola Oyinloye Ndu.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, Ma. We are so much pleased to have you on the show this afternoon.
Thank you so much.
And next is Mr. Akindele. Ma, can we see your face, sir?
He's offline. When
He's
he comes
offline.
online, we'll
Okay,
add him
at
to
the
the
moment.
feed again. He's currently offline, but
Okay,
please
I
continue.
hope he joins very soon.
He will.
Okay, actually, in the interim, maybe I should continue with his profile. Should I go on?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, you are welcome, sir. I'm about reading your profile.
Oh,
thank God you're back.
Network just went off.
Oh, we thank
I
God.
thought as much.
Mr. Olukayode Akindele, also a bachelor. You know, when people's profile is to be read, maybe they will raise their hand or they will let everyone know that they are the one. Mr. Olukayode Akindele, who's a Bachelor of Agriculture from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, and a Master's of Environmental Management in 2025 from the University of Ado-Ekiti, now Ekiti State University, that's our university. His career spans roles in the World Bank assisted Ondo State Agricultural Project, Agricultural Development Program, Leventis Foundation, Agricultural School, and the Petroleum Trust Fund National Rural Water Supply Program. So put down your hand. Put down your hand, sir. Put down your hand. It was just a joke. In 2001, he joined Ekiti State University as an Administrative Officer 1, rising to Deputy Registrar in 2015. He served as Registrar of Redeemers University, Ede, from 2018 to 2023, and was Public Relations Officer of the Associations of Registrars of Nigerian University, ARNU, from 2020 to 2022. He currently serves as Deputy Registrar in the Directorate of Advancement, Linkages, and Alumni Relations at Ekiti State University. A member of various national and international professional bodies, Mr. Olukayode Akindele has undertaken numerous study visits within and outside Africa and has presented papers at various academic and administrative fora. He is passionate about self-development and empowering others. Since January 1, 2004, he has written the Christian daily devotional, The Most Blessed. He is happily married with children. Join me to welcome Mr. Ulukayode Akindele. You're welcome, sir. God bless you, really good, sir.
Thank you.
And
I appreciate you.
Sir, okay, last but not the least is my own sister, Miss Blessing Oluwafolakemi Aboduni. Is a prolific author, even writer, speaker, biomedical researcher, and the visionary behind Inspired Things Network. Dedicated to empowering teenagers to live purpose-driven lives. Show yourself. Let's see your hands up. Okay, you're welcome. So, with a focus on helping students maximize their academic journey, Blessing also leads the excellent student community, where she mentors students and young professionals with Christ-centered principles and practical strategies for achieving academic excellence. Through her books and initiative, she has reached over 300 students across Africa. As an academic enthusiast, Blessing graduated with distinction from Covenant University, earning a master's degree in biochemistry. She served in numerous roles, including Vice Chairperson of the Postgraduate Student Council here at Covenant University, and was honored as Student Leader of the Year 2024. She's now pursuing a PhD in pathology at the University of Cambridge as a Gate Cambridge Scholar. Can we give her a round of applause? Beyond her research, Blessing serves as General Secretary of the Cambridge University Nigerian Society and represents postgraduate students on the Council of the School of Biological Sciences, with a rare blend of faith and intellect, and even spirituality. Blessing continues to inspire young people to approach learning, life, and leadership with purpose and excellence. So join me to welcome Miss Blessing Oluwafolakemi Aboduni.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome. God bless you.
Thank you.
Now to the moment we've been waiting for, and that is the discussion per se. The topic that will be dissected today is future-proofing work, bridging the generational divide in the 21st century AI-driven workplace. I wouldn't say much. I would leave the floor open to the discussant today. Ma, sir, you are welcome on board.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. So the topic is about says the future work-proofing work. Future-proofing work, bridging the generational divide in the 21st century AI-driven workplace. So for me, I would normally want to think of what this means. It's actually a process of anticipating future industry changes and taking proactive steps to stay relevant and employable. So what are the future industry changes? We are looking at things like automation of processes, automation of systems generally. I would be, like it's been read in my profile, that I'm an HR person. And one would begin to wonder how this could affect the HR environment, the human resources environment. Now, in HR, we know we have career and skills learning and development, recruitment, and all that. I'll be more in tune to learning career and skills. And for me, just like I described proofing your work for the future as taking up proactive steps to stay relevant and employable. Rather than grumbling, what will I do as a trainer, as a facilitator? I'll start thinking of bringing my training courses to virtual platforms, for instance. I'll start thinking of LMS. That's the learning management system, because invariably it's already happening outside the country. Nobody, I mean, it's a lot of money bringing in facilitators to facilitate training. Every training could cost the organization a lot of pounds, euros, and all that. So what they do is that they bring your training to your workspace. So once you open your own workspace, you see the number of trainings that you have to go through. And this is what we call the LMS. Some of us would have seen Coursera.
Yeah.
Yes, that's also an LMS. Some people integrate such into their company IT systems. I'm also a trainer on Coursera. And I've come to understand that they advise that you have even more visuals, that is, more videos, that is in 6:9 dimension, not the portrait, the landscape,
Yeah.
more than the ones people will be reading. So as I'm a trainer, what do I not start thinking, oh, AI is coming, and then I start grumbling? No, I won't. I'll proactively start thinking of how to match up with the trends. The trends now we know is that most organizations would want to save cost. They
Yeah.
also want to save learning time. They also want to have enough time for productivity. So they are likely to be putting up their programs on LMS, learning management system. And so I'll stay proactive by getting myself acquainted to LMS systems and trying to see how I can actually even become a facilitator under the LMS system. So I'm just using, because that's my own field, I'm using this. I will leave the floor now to other people in other areas to tell us how they can prove the work and prove themselves from, get themselves employable and relevant, even as the things are changing into more automated environments. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma, for that insightful delivery. And I want to quickly go over to Mr. Olukayode Akindele. Sir, please allow me to ask you this question. What does future-proofing work mean to you personally?
Thank you, David. First of all, let me congratulate our sister on this administrators hub. 2 years, not a joke at all. And I know how much work she has been doing to ensure that that platform is very active and people are getting blessed by the day. So, Ma, congratulations. And to the numerous participants on the hub, oh, let's keep doing it. Let's keep doing it. And I know that we'll continue to improve. Now, getting to your question, David, future-proofing work. To me, it means being adaptable. It means you try as much as possible to stay relevant, just like Yeye Undu has said. Now, someone like me, I've been in the system in university administration now. Okay, I joined in 2001, but before then, I've been in the workplace. I've seen quite a lot, from the usual typewriter, the ones that they used to hit. You slap it, and then you keep working. From typewriter, I remember IBM came. IBM, that was the only electric machine then. And everybody, if you don't drop your old typewriter, you just become maybe an old-fashioned worker in the workplace. And suddenly computers came, and see what God is doing. We can see that we are moving now faster, change. Somebody wrote a book in 1970. The title of that book is Future Chalk. by Alvin Toffler. Now, one of the key things that he wrote about was the death of permanence. That is, you change keep happening every day. And even as we are talking, you can see how we are meeting now. It was not so evident to us before COVID, though this was already taking place in some climes. But in Africa, only few people could gather the way we are gathered now. We are scattered all over Nigeria, and I guess my sister in Cambridge is outside the country. So, if you remain on the same spot, someone like that will just be like someone who gets to the middle of the road, and instead of crossing, remains just at the middle of the road. That person will be cleared off. Maybe may not be fortunate, may be cleared off. So future proofing essentially is that we need to just ensure that we are at the top of our game. Either you are servicing, either in the university system or in any educational sector, health, everywhere. There is nowhere now that AI is not useful. Very useful in the health sector, very useful in university, in teaching, everywhere. So we must keep learning. We must keep relearning. And those things that we need to drop them as quickly as possible and keep moving on. Just like I told you, in those days, we were using Roneo. When we started, we were using Roneo to duplicate materials. But all of a sudden, photocopiers came. And not only photocopiers now, you can do some air printing, even from your phone. So many things are happening. So for you and I, and for anyone who wants to be relevant, you have to keep learning. And that's all about what I mean by what is meant by future proofing. We need to continuously learn. We need to also ensure that we ensure that we are flexible. Flexible in the sense that in the past, you have to come to work morning and close by 4 or 5. But these days now, you see a lot of people working remotely. All of those things are becoming what has been the order of the day. So in future proofing, one must learn all of these things that are relevant and keep learning so as to be relevant. Thank you, so that I can allow other panelists to speak. Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you, sir. For me, I picked 2 keywords from that delivery. Mr. Akindele told us that we have to keep learning, especially to be updated in the trend, the current trend, every now and then. And then we have to be flexible so as to embrace the new technology. All right. My next question will be directed to Ms. Blessing Abodoni. Ms. Blessing, are you there? Do you agree that AI has come to redefine our work?
Okay. Yes, I do agree.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for your question. And I want to use this opportunity to thank the host and convener of this event for the privilege to be here today. Thank you once again, Ma. I'm very grateful. And moving on to answer your question, yes, I do believe that AI is here to stay, and the evidence is all around us. AI is here to redefine the way we approach work, to redefine the way we think about work. And I would use my field as an example. So I am a biomedical researcher, which means that I am in the health space and an intersection of the educational industry as well. And one of the major things I do is that I'm involved in drug discovery and drug development. I'm just using this as an example. So before the advent of technology, of AI models, etc., one of the things that takes very long in the drug discovery process is the clinical phase, or sometimes the lead discovery of potent materials that we can use as drug. And The entire drug discovery process could take roughly 10, 15 years, and sometimes even as far as 20 years. And you can imagine a pandemic breaking out now without these tools. That means we have to wait for like 10, 15 years before we can discover a new drug that will be able to tackle that particular disease. That's going to waste too much time, resources, and even lives. But with the advent of technology, with the advent of AI models, sequencing in less than 1 year, sometimes drug discovery now takes nothing less than 12 months, sometimes 1 to 3 years. So you can tell that AI models are here to stay. And like they rightly mentioned, they are bringing a new level of execution to the way we do our work, even across all industries, education, health sector, HR, finance, management, etc. So I really do believe that AI is here to stay. And most importantly, AI is here to even help us execute better. It improves the probability of success and also helps us to stretch our mind so that we can find ways to now unleash our creativities even in ways that we never thought were possible or in ways we've not even imagined before. Yeah, thank
All
you.
right. Thank you for doing justice to that question. But before we move forward, I want to direct this question to you as well.
Okay.
What excites or concerns you most about the introduction of AI?
Yeah.
Don't you feel concerned that maybe AI could take the place of um, human workforce in our workplaces?
All right, thank you for your question. Now, are there concerns about the use of AI? Yes. We've seen how people use AI in ways that are very illegal. We've seen people take people's pictures and then make videos of them requesting for money, even though those people are not the ones saying those things. So, are we saying that we don't have downsides to these things? Yes, we do have downsides. But then, this is where I believe that there should be regulatory laws guiding our use of AI. That's very important. And I think that's a conversation for another platform. But yes, there are concerns about the use of AI. And now to answer your question about what are the, you asked me about consents, and I think I've answered that. Then there's a follow-up question you asked. Please, could you take
What excites you? What excites you
Oh.
about the rise of AI in the
Okay.
workplace?
Okay, so what excites me the most about the rise of AI, like I rightly mentioned, is the speed of execution. Because to be honest, what AI is doing are not things we cannot do. In fact, the way these machines are being programmed, they are being programmed based on the input we give to it. AI is not more intelligent than human, no. But I think the greatest advantage we have when it comes to using AI to do our work is the speed of execution that it gives us. For example, if I'm to calculate 150,914 multiplied by 230,001, I would sit down and start counting, but just impute that on, let's say, ChatGPT or Claude. Instantly, you're getting your answer. So the speed of execution is something that really excites me about AI. And the second thing I already mentioned earlier is that it gives you a space to unleash your creativity. So there are days you're thinking of an idea to say, oh, I think this should be possible. Even if you've not seen it being done in your immediate environment, typing it on a an AI platform like Claude or Perplexity or Trello, etc., these things can give you a wider possibility of what you can achieve. So these are few of the examples of what really excites me about AI and the possibilities that these tools can hold for us if we learn how to leverage them well in executing our work. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Miss Blessing. That leads me to our mommy Yeye Adeshola. Ma, I know your generation is different from this Gen Z. So I would want you to describe your generation's perspective of the role of technology and artificial intelligence in their career engagement.
Well, I don't know if you're asking the right person this question. Because though my generation is far apart from this, I actually studied programming and operations as far back as 1992.
Wow.
In the days of BASIC, COBOL, Fortran, and the rest. Then we were using flowchart. to do the calculation. What if this happens? Go yes. If yes, you do no, and all those symbols and all that. So I've always been techie savvy, and maybe that's why I'm able to move along with the Gen Zs or the new generation. Actually, when I started my new role as a consultant with FIRS, my staff would say that they didn't expect me to know that much. I would be the one to be teaching them anyway. So that's why I'm asking. I actually think if you're right, asking the right person. But I would let me think for my colleagues or my age, my peer group.
Yes.
Um,
That's the question.
it's something that people find. I still have friends who find it difficult to even use office tools like the Word, Excel sheet, and all that. It's just change that makes it difficult. Some people are very scared of change. They don't want to move from where they were, what they were using, writing, or when I had worked as a bilingual secretary before. And in my own time, it was shorthand. You just need to learn how to do shorthand. But as time went on, we started with the word perfect that time. And then we are where we are today. So a lot of my own generation might be finding it difficult to blend into the trends of today. That I can say a lot. Even when some people want to make presentation, they have to give it to a younger staff to say, please make this presentation for me. Do it in PowerPoint slides and all that. It's something that we have to contend with. But the wise ones among us are already trying to move with the trend so that they don't stay behind, because things are not going to wait for you. Just like I said, even in my own time, I would consider myself very lucky. I had thought 30 years ahead of my time. We started with DOS system. When you have to give the prompt, F1 equals this, F8 equals underline, F5 equals bold, and all that. We've moved from there. So even for myself, I had to move from those trends. And for me, for my age group, I think the best thing for them to do is not to say, okay, we were doing it with typewriter in those days, and then you want to remain there. You need to move with the trend. We all need to work with the new generation, work with them, make them your friend. Recently I was going to cast something from my phone to the TV set in the office. And I had to call an IT guy in my office, a young one who just graduated. That's something I couldn't do myself. I didn't feel like I was the boss in the office and then start struggling or start making life difficult for myself. I just said, oh, I know you know how to cast onto the TV. Please, can you cast this for me? So we need to be close to them. Try to learn what they know. And at the same time, work with the trend. That's the only way that we also will be relevant and retain our positions as the leaders or administrators or bosses in the workspace. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Ma. I'm going back to Mr. Olukayode Akindele. Are you ready for me, sir?
I'm ready.
Yes, sir. You mentioned flexibility and adaptability the other time. Then I want you to dig deep into that and maybe speak on generational value, how generational value influence expectations around job stability, flexibility, and purpose. Maybe I should take it again. How do you think generational values, what each generation values, influence or affect expectation around job stability or job security, flexibility, adaptability, and purpose?
Thank you so much. You know, the elderly ones, just like Yeye has just spoke, quite a number, particularly in the educational sector. And in the public universities, you still see quite a number of lecturers doing it the old way. The same note of the past. Some of them are still using those old notes. Whereas these Gen Zs now, as you are teaching them, they are already checking you up. So a lecturer or an administrator now who will want to remain relevant, you just have to do it. You have to be adaptable. You have to be flexible enough to know exactly what they are doing.
Yeah.
Now, Yeye was mentioning the issue of calling somebody, a junior person, to come and do something. Everywhere, even our phones, sometimes you find it difficult to read the manual. But your children, they are already at home with such devices. They pick up the device and then they do whatever they need to do and teach you. So these days, there should be reverse mentoring, particularly in the use of AI.
Yeah.
Nothing should stop anyone. If in fact, while I was registered at Redeemers University, I have a young man who very versatile in the use of technology. I will call him, come to my office, please come and teach me this, come and teach me that. How to use Google Drive. In those days, I was unable to quickly put me through and all of those things. So you don't say I'm the boss. And before you know what is happening, you'll be outdated. And if you see even the devices of today, you will find out that every day updates are available.
Yeah.
So also, as individuals, if you don't update yourself, you'll be outdated. You will soon be forgotten. I can tell you one story of a mentor of mine, very good administrator at that time. Now he wanted to change job from one position to another. He passed all stages. It was the stage of IT that he couldn't, and that was the end of that success. They just told him, please, young sir, we are sorry, we won't be able to take you because this role that we want you to occupy will require a lot of information technology. There is no way he could go further, and no, he couldn't blame anybody. He was unable to blame anybody that you maybe somebody from home or from the village was responsible for this. It was because of not being adaptable. Assuming that person has adapted very well earlier on, I'm sure he could just have been able to clinch that opportunity. So from generation to generation, I think it is just good that they say something in my village that you use today's drug to cure today's ailment. So if you are in a particular place or you are because of one generation you are unable to even see our great men like Pastor Adeboye still using iPad. Sometimes you see the man as elderly as he is using iPad. Some messages are in the iPad. That's to let you know that age should not be a barrier to learning. It's a matter of attitude. Just get the right attitude to be able to adjust to what is happening, and one will be relevant. A good coach or a good player will not want to just stay at the byline, but we go ahead now to go and learn how to coach younger ones so as to remain relevant. So if we are in this business also, we need to keep adapting. We need to be flexible. Learn what you need to learn. Drop what you need to drop. Assuming we are still working with the old typewriters, I won't be invited to join you on this platform today because I won't be able to connect. So that's just that's just my take. Keep learning and ensure that one is relevant at all times. Thank you, David.
Thank you, sir. Actually, you've answered this. The next questions I would have loved to ask you. So,
Okay.
because that one has to do with refers mentorship, that
Mentorship.
how could that be implemented in the workplace? But you've already answered it even adequately. Thank you so much, sir.
No problem.
At this juncture, I would like to skip my sister again and go back to Yeye Oyeloye Undu. Ma, um, what role does empathy? I don't know. I want to break it down so that it will be simpler. What role does empathy play in bridging generational gaps in the workplace? Ma,
Okay.
okay.
Thank you very much for the question.
All right.
Yeah. The first thing is, what is empathy?
Okay.
Empathy is making yourself, putting yourself in the shoes of the other person.
Yes, ma.
So, both ways. If you are of my generation, for instance, and you're working with those in the Gen Zs, we call them Gen Z, how do you think they will be feeling if you're still working like the typewriter person? You understand? And how will you be feeling if they are 10 years ahead of you? We are not going to work as a team.
Yes, sir.
So look at both ways. So if you're empathetic, if you're from my generation, you know it's time to step up, upgrade, step up to their level. And for them too, who might be step ahead. I mean, like I said, not everyone of my own generation is that behind. Like I said, even for me, I could be step ahead of many of the Gen Zs. Even I could teach them a lot of things because I did programming and operations from then, and I've been upgrading myself. But even if they find themselves, if I was to be in their generation and I'm finding an older person who does not even know how to is or bearing, I would be empathetic enough to help such person. I'll give the very good practical example. When I was a bilingual secretary, I was one of those who never really worked with typewriter. I started straight with WordPerfect and the rest. And the secretaries I met in that organization, which was an airline at that time, I met a secretary who was working at the airport, but she could only use the typewriter. And yet she was going to lose her job. I was so young then, in my 20s. Our boss wanted me to come and work for them at the airport so that I could help them out. And once I saw that this woman was losing her job, was going to lose her job, I called her and I said, I'm ready to teach you. So she will come to my house every Saturday to learn. That is being empathetic. I was quite young. I mean, she'll be like maybe 10 years or 20 or 15 years older. But I didn't want her to lose her job. I saw it coming. So when we're empathetic, either way, as a junior person that think you are advanced in IT and it could impact on the job of the older one, we could help. That's what we call reverse mentoring now. And as the older one, who may not, or maybe the senior one, who may not be at their level, we should be humble enough to think for them too that this is frustrating. Working with somebody who is your senior and does not even know anything, and you can't express it. They might not tell us, but it's frustrating to them too. So we need to bring them together. We should be humble enough to make them our friend. I've been saying this, make them our friend. And like I always tell people, please, you're still the boss. If you're confident in yourself, the fact that you're asking a junior one to do something for you does not make you less boss. It actually builds their own confidence as well. So it's a chain. When they to get to your level, they will also be able to do the same thing that you're doing. And it builds that teamwork. They're able to talk to you. They're able to help you even when you're not asking. Once they see you're struggling with something, they'll come and say, do you want help? And they will help us. So being empathetic means feeling the way the other person might be feeling. Are we the ones up there? We know better than the younger ones or the junior ones. Let's help them. Do the junior ones know better than us in certain areas? Let's be humble enough to seek their help so that we can work as a team and we can increase productivity in the workplace. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope this virtue flows around in the workplace so that everybody will know how to be empathetic towards their colleagues at their different places of work. Thank you so much, ma. My next question goes to Miss Blessing Abodoni. Miss Blessing, what skills do you believe are essential for thriving in an AI-driven workplace? What are the skills
All
that are
right.
really essential in that regard?
All right. Thank you for your question, Mr. David. Before I go into the skills that are relevant for thriving in an AI driven workspace, the first thing that I would like to emphasize is the need to have a growth mindset. Because if we're saying that, oh, how do I thrive? That's because the person even wants to thrive in the first place. There are people, the moment you start to talk about AI, they've shut down their minds. And the next thing is, this AI is here to collect our job. For somebody who already has that kind of mindset, there's no way that person can thrive. So even before we start to talk about skills required, I think the foundation of what is required is for everybody, whether you're old or young, to have a growth mindset. And I've been listening to our conversation so far, and there's something I would also like to highlight, that at the basics of thriving wherever we find ourselves is something I've learned that is called intellectual humility, which means that as much as I think I know, there's something I don't know. So as much as I think I'm very fast paced, I can do things with AI, with technology, I can adapt. There's a wisdom and experience that the older generation also they have that I do not have. So the wisdom of reverse mentorship is that I am intellectual enough to be humble to say that, oh, there's something the person I'm working with knows that I do not know. And so, as much as I'm trying to teach this person, there's also something called wisdom and experience that this person has accumulated because of their 30 years work experience that I do not have yet. So, having that mindset helps us to know that irrespective of where we are, there's something to always learn and there's something to always know. So once we have that, it puts us in a state where our mindset is consistently driven towards growth. So what are skills that I can now start to acquire because I have a growth mindset? And the first thing I would say is digital literacy. Like Mr. I'm trying to remember his name now. I apologize for that. Like he said when he was speaking, he said that there was a time that the only thing we knew was typewriters, and then computers came along. And that time, I remember that the buzzword at that time was computer literacy. Do you know how to use Microsoft Word? Do you know how to use this? Do you know? I can use and people started to learn. So it's the same thing. Digital literacy. What exactly is AI? The truth is that people think that AI is all about programming. No. There are sites, there are softwares that everything has been done. All you have to do is to log in, put your data, and it gets the work done. So the first thing is to first of all understand what digital literacy is. What is AI literacy? What is AI? What can it do for me? And then how can I use it to improve my work? So that's the first thing I would say. And the second thing still builds up on the growth mindset that I mentioned earlier, continuous learning and development. Bishop Oyedepo would say that the moment you stop learning, you start dying. And that's true. Because no matter what I think I know now in 2025, in the next 5 years, that knowledge might be outdated. So one of the ways by which you thrive, whether in an AI-driven workspace or in a space where AI is not even being used primarily, it is that you must embrace continuous learning and development. Okay, what have I done this year? What has worked for me? And this is why I encourage the use of data. Don't just do your work and then you can't trace how much progress you've made in the last 1 year, 5 years, etc. When you have this data, you can trace, okay, this has worked for me. Okay, how can I automate this part of my work? For example, you're saying that we have regular meetings on Mondays, and Maybe as a Gen Z person, I've been tasked to send out weekly reminders and take notes of meeting minutes. As a Gen Z person, or even anybody working in an AI driven environment, I don't want to send emails every Monday. No, I have other things I've been asked to do. So the next thing I want to learn is, okay, is there a way I can automate this email? Are there softwares, tools that I can type it at once and then it keeps sending it out for me on Mondays? I don't want to go to meetings and not be able to make solid contributions because I'm busy. No, we can use Otanote AI taker. It takes the minute meetings for you, and you just need to take note of important details. And that way, you can even make solid contributions to what the conversation you're having. So I really think that the most important skill, like I said, have a growth mindset. From there, understand digital literacy, and then begin to ask yourself questions backed by data. Okay, what has worked for me, and what can I improve on using the technologies and the tools available for me? And the final thing I would recommend in this at this point is that you have people who are around you who know how to do these things. In fact, type on Google, okay, I'm a business developer or I'm a student. How can I use AI to improve? What are the AI tools available to help me do my work better and effectively? You'll get tons of information. Pick one and start learning. That's it. It's really not that hard. It's just about having that growth mindset of, if this thing is available for me, then I want to get the very best of it and leverage it to do my work effectively. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Miss Blessing. It seems we should continue with this program for as long as possible, but
Yeah, really.
but it has to come to an end at some point. Whichever, I have to come back to Mr. Olukayode Akindele. Sir, are you here with me?
Sure.
All right,
Yeah.
sir. My question is very simple this time around. I want you to explain how an organization can support lifelong learning across all age groups. So we are talking about bridging generational divide. So how can an organization, a company, now support lifelong learning across all age groups in that sense?
Thank you. These days, particularly in the banking sector, when they discover that somebody has not improved himself or herself, when they want to downsize or right size, such persons are their first target. They first of all go for those who refuse to go to school or go for one training or the other. So, as an organization, what is necessary is there should be a development policy. Every organization should have one. What is the development policy of that? Learning and development policy of that organization. Then, in terms of training, it is possible to make the training personal. Now, there are people who say, see, Yeye now, Yeye is very vast, talking about IT, very vast. And our sister, very vast. Now, it is not just maybe introductory AI that such persons will require. Whereas there are some people that the company or the organization must start from the rudiment. So, lifelong learning may be personal, and quite a number of LMS now that are available. There are some that are free. There are some that the organization can even pay for. That just go register on this, and then you have access. Then you begin to learn. Bishop Abiy will say the day you don't learn is a lean day. That particular day is very lean. That you rise up in the morning and going back to bed without learning anything on that particular day. Said that day is very lean. So that should also be for every organization, that you ensure that people who are on board, from the time they are coming in to the time they are going out, it's better for you to train them. Better for you if you train your employees. Some of them may even find it difficult to leave. I once worked with an organization that is being sponsored that was sponsored by World Bank. One thing I love World Bank for is training. We were being trained on fortnightly basis. Then again, monthly basis. And there was nobody within the organization that would say, oh, you are not learning something. So it's a thing that should be done. Either you are in the university, you are in any sector, in the medical sector, everywhere. It should be something that training should not be treated with kid gloves, because if you don't train your staff, they are the ones who are going to sell their organization. It is possible. Just a little thing, they can give away the information, and give away information even to people that are competing with you. So it is essential that you train them, and if you train, you are going to reap the reward. That's just my take. It is a good thing to train and retrain people working in any organization. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate you for that. And I want to quickly go back to Yeye Adeshola. Ma, I want you to expatiate on the kind of leadership that is needed to unite a multi-generational workforce in this age of AI. The kind of leadership that is essential or that is required in uniting a multi-generational workforce in the age of AI.
Thank you very much again. Okay. I would always say that as a leader, we must always listen. Listen more than we act, than we talk. That type of leadership will enable us to identify skills gap easily, and not for the purpose of punishing anybody, but for increased productivity in the workplace. If we listen more and we watch more as the leader, we also know that mentoring is very, very important. Coaching is very, very important. We'll be able to have in-house learning. I give a very good example. When I first started this role as a consultant to the chairman, I was watching in my first 2 weeks, and I identified 1 or 2 areas where I felt will benefit the staff. So voluntarily, I put up a training on skills and attitudes.
Good.
This is what a good leader will do. We'll listen more, we'll be able to identify skills gap, and we'll be able to provide solution to the skills. As time goes on, before the end of this discussion, I hope I'll be able to come up with those acts that good leaders should wear. And I'll be able to expatiate on that. But for now, I just leave it as listening more than acting. Listening, watching, identifying skills gap, having in-house training, and just trying to put ourselves in a way that as leaders, we want to increase productivity. How do we get there? Thank you very much. Like I said before then, hopefully I'll be able to pull out those hats that we need to wear as leaders. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. We'll be awaiting that. Next, we have just 2 or 3 questions more before we wrap it up on this show today, because our time is already fast spent. But notwithstanding, we have to deal with these 3 questions before the close of the session today. Ms. Blessing, I'm back to you. Are you ready for me? All right. What advice as part of this, as part of this generation, what advice will you give to someone entering into the workforce today? Someone that is just entering into the workforce of an organization today. What advice do you have for such a person?
All right. Thank you very much for your question. Now, for someone just entering into the workforce or a new workplace, the first thing I would say is that you must take out time to understand the culture of that place you're stepping into. Every workspace, workplace, organization, they have their own culture. So that's one of the things you really want to pay attention to. And I'm also aware that there are places where you go to work that they will take out time to teach you. So when you understand what your role would be in that organization, the next thing you want to also understand is what are the skills I need in this space? What are the skills I need to excel or to carry out my work effectively? And if there are skills you don't know, then that means you need to go for proper training. And YouTube has a lot of resources that can be helpful for that purpose. And the final thing I would also quickly mention is that learn to ask questions. Now, for older generation, when they ask questions about, please, how can I make use of this tool? How can I maybe use Microsoft Excel? How can I create my PowerPoint? How can I use Canva, etc.? It makes them feel like, why should I be asking that question? These are things I should know. But the truth is, it is okay to not know. Right. But what is not okay is to stay in that state of ignorance where you don't know and you're not asking because you don't want to feel embarrassed. In fact, I tell myself that the moment I ask that question, I am no longer ignorant. And so one of the most valuable things you must pay attention to when you're stepping into new spaces is to not feel ashamed to ask questions. There are people who would be willing to help you learn the ropes. There are people who will be willing to guide you on that new journey. But the most important thing is that get out of that space of feeling ashamed because you don't know. And at this point, I would also recommend that organizations should create safe spaces where people can ask questions. There's no question that is foolish.
Yeah.
There's no question that is wrong. As long as you understand what this person is trying to learn, what this person is trying to achieve, it is the responsibility of such organization and spaces to help them find resources that can also contribute to what they are trying to achieve for that company. So ask questions, seek out resources that will be valuable, and as much as possible, embrace mentorship. I've seen that mentorship helps our journey. Whether you're a student, you are an administrator, you're working in the educational space, there are people who have gone ahead of you on that journey. There are people who have plied that road. And it is not wisdom for you to try to make the mistake that someone else has made because you don't want to seek mentorship or ask questions. So with all of these things that I've mentioned, asking questions, be clear on what your role is, and seek mentorship. I believe this would help you even as you step into a new space, a new role in any organization. Thank you for your question.
Wow, thank you very much, Miss Blessing. Actually,
So I have my hats now. I have my hats now.
Okay. You have your hat. Ma, you can go ahead.
Thank you very much. Now, as a leader, just like, I've mentioned everything before, but let me just break them down. They are the various hats that we should wear as leaders. The first one is the coach, because it helps others achieve desired outcomes by shifting their behavior or performance. Another hat is the mentor, which we have been mentioning. So we're actually, whether we're junior or senior, we're also leaders in our own right. It guides and motivates others to develop themselves all round through role modeling and goal setting. Another hat a leader should wear is that of a manager. The manager handles the day-to-day operations and keeps things on track. I call that being accountable. The next one is the visionary. This casts a compelling vision and communicates the why behind the work to inspire and motivate the team. I mean, like Miss Blessing said, that there must be that open space for people to ask questions. This is where being a visionary comes. You can't just be doing everything. We should allow people, even when we have a vision, when we think of something in the long term, we should allow people with whom we're working to also contribute. Another hat, we have 3 more hats. Another hat a leader should wear is that of a facilitator. In some organizations, you will see in offices of the bosses where you have your whiteboard. That means you're talking at some point and you just stand up and you're trying to explain, teach. So as leaders, we should be facilitators because it helps a group collaborate on a subject, guiding their energy and keeping the purpose in sight. The second to the last quality of a leader, or the hat we should wear as leaders, is being the consultant. This provides concrete strategies and advice to help a client achieve specific results. Not only a client, but the people with whom we're working. We're also consultants to them. And that's why when we leave that door open for them to ask questions, it gives us also the opportunity to give them advice, to let them know why we're saying certain things and why we need to go on certain route. And it makes work easy for everybody. Then the leader is that problem solver. Of course, when all these are in place, we automatically or naturally become problem solver. It doesn't have to come directly from us. When all those things have been taken into consideration, we'll find out that we start solving problems easily. The people with whom we're working can easily come to us and tell us things. Yes, I remember Ms. Oile came to the office some time ago for the CIPM program, and she passed by, and there was this young couple that was asking her questions. So I said, that is who he is. He will ask you 1001 questions, but I'm used to him because that was the way I raised my children as well. So we should leave that door open to be able to get this information, collaborate with the people we're working with, and work as a team. And we must be accountable. That's another thing. Every leader must know that we are accountable for any action that goes out from our section. Thank you very much. Those are just putting them in 7 different hats that we should wear as leaders. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ma. 7 different hats to be worn by leaders in the workplace. Let me direct the last question to Mr. Olukayode Akindele. Sir, are you there? Can I go ahead with my question?
I'm back. I'm back now. The network is shutting me out and in.
Thank God you're back, sir. Okay. So, going by what Yeye just said now, we could deduce from what he said that everything boils down to the leadership in the workplace. Sir, does it mean that leadership, like someone rightly said, I think John Maxwell said that everything rises and falls on leadership. So how do we now relate that to this context? The context of bridging the gap between the old generation and the current generation. So, and what does everything actually rise and fall on leadership in this particular context? What can the leadership of an organization do in order to bridge the gap?
So thank you so much, David. Yes, unfortunately, I didn't. I heard you. Okay. I heard you, and but unfortunately, I was unable to hear what Oyinloye. Sorry, I'm sorry. Yeye Oyinloye Undu said. But I
She's
want to say that I want
Shola.
to support what you just said, that everything rises and falls on the leader. Uh, leadership is everything. It's just everything, because if the leader is supporting development, I mean, in terms of AI and AI adoption and all the rest, you can be sure that others will follow suit. I remember my early years when I joined the university system. We had a vice chancellor then who said every administrator, everyone in the university must belong to one professional body or the other. Before long, within the first 6 months of that declaration, everybody has joined one professional body or the other. Now, assuming that leader did not say that, it is not possible. And if perhaps even is it possible for people under you, if they know so much and you as a leader, you know so little, if you are not willing to allow them to function, you can be sure that it will not work. Somebody has rightly said that a fish will spoil from the head. So also every organization too can get better with a good head. When the leadership gets it right, every other thing will follow. So leadership is very important. I'm a student of John Maxwell, and I know that he has written so much about leaders. If we get it right, you can be sure every other thing will fall in line. So leadership is everything. Thank you, my brother.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Without much ado, actually, I don't want to dwell much on what has been said so far because our time is already fast spent and we have to move on. And it is time for question and answer. If anyone has any question to ask any of our discussants today, please let's post our question and then the justice will be done to any of the questions asked. So, does anybody have any question? Let me check it.
Currently, there are no questions on the platform,
Okay.
but there are diverse comments. We'll wait for our participants to put in their questions. Please, if you're on this call this evening and you have a question or questions for our great panel discussants, kindly put on the chat now. Please put on the chat now if you have questions. It's been a very, very insightful discussion this evening, and I'm sure that some of us out there we have questions. If you do have questions, please put it on the chat so that we can extract them and our discussants can answer the questions. Thank you.
Okay. While waiting for questions to roll in, we've learned that development policy should be enacted in the workplace to ensure that people are trained and retrained, and in order to make them relevant in the workplace, especially in this AI-driven system. Okay, and Ms. Blessing mentioned something very striking the other time. She talked about intellectual humility, that everyone has to be humble to learn from others, whoever the person is, be he a superior or a subordinate. We should be able to humble ourselves to learn from others. And then she also talked about good mindset, that we must possess good mindset in order to learn from others, in order to know that we don't know what we don't know. And basically, she said it's not a crime not to know. Definitely, it means that when you don't know something, it is not a crime. The best thing to do in that in that regard is to ask questions on how to tackle that issue. And we've also learned reverse mentorship is also essential in the workplace, as we were tutored by Mr. Kindele that reverse mentorship is also essential, that even the superiors should also come down to the level of their subordinate or the younger ones to learn what they don't really understand at the moment. And before they know it, nobody would tag them with not understanding that concept at that moment, especially after learning to use that AI tool. And if do we have any question?
No, we still do not have, but if you permit me, I can read a few things, a
Okay,
few comments
go ahead,
from,
ma.
thank you so much. Even though I've been flagging some of the comments, but just allow me to read a few of them now. Okay. Okay, the first one here says from Professor Ibiyemi Dare in the US. She writes, the help me do it syndrome is a widespread phenomenon that often goes unnoticed. When you offer assistance, it can rapidly become an essential part of your responsibility. Furthermore, the younger generation's expectation of immediate rewards is a pressing concern that requires attention. So I think what she's saying here is rather than learn how to do it, the older generation would want to ask the younger generation to do it for them, and that the older generation should deviate from asking the younger generation to do it for them. I think I should just, rather, they should take the responsibility of learning what it is. Because in most cases, it now becomes the responsibility of the younger person to do it for them over and again, instead of them learning how to do it. However, she made another comment, this time talking about the younger generation. And she wrote, furthermore, the younger generation's expectation of immediate rewards is a pressing concern that requires attention. You know,
Right.
I'm sure that the older generation, we all agree. I'm sure that
Yes.
Blake agrees with this.
I have a comment on that.
Okay.
It still boils down again to leadership. I mean, the younger generation, if you had already helped them before without asking for anything in return, you're not asking them that if you do this for, I mean, if I have to help you, or maybe you understand what I mean. You're
Yeah.
doing it voluntarily for them. They've seen that you've done certain things for them voluntarily. It becomes part of them as well to offer support when the need come voluntarily. So we must live as leaders by example. Even if they have the mindset before, we can change people's mindsets. There's no one that had ever worked with me that don't go back a better person, because I will
Good.
teach you, I'll give you the right, what I think is the right thing ethically that you should do in the workplace, because I expect that you should be able to also grow in that line. And that's what we call mentorship as well. Yeah. So even if you have the younger ones that are looking for rewards, but when they study you, do things for the organization voluntarily, it will even be difficult for them to also ask for reward from you, because they've seen you as a leader do things voluntarily without seeking for reward from the organization.
Thank you so much, Yeye Undu. And you know, this evening we have Blessing Abodurin here. She's doing this for us pro bono, and I'm sure this is a very good example of what we are talking about. And I'm sure that she's not going to come behind to ask us for anything. And we also have, even though he is not a Gen Z, we also have Mr. Olumide Alabi doing this for us, and everybody that is here. So I think what Yeye Undo has said means a lot. What are you doing as a leader? What are you doing? Are you giving without asking for anything in return? Or each time you give, each time you do something, you're also asking for something in return? How are you mentoring the younger ones that are under you? Let's look at this. Let's look at this comment again from yes, Mr. Toyosi Nathaniel. He says, great thoughts, Ma. Growth mindset versus fixed mindset. We must all have a growth mindset to bridge the ongoing generational divide in technology. That's where we must start from. Thank you, Ma. And when we talk about growth mindset, it's a mindset that says, I'm able to learn this new thing. I'm able to understand it. I'm able to engage with it. I'm able to become better because I am learning this new thing. Thank you so much, Mr. Nathaniel. We are not averse. That's just it. We are not averse to the new things coming our way. Okay, I didn't want to take Mr. Nathaniel's comment again. I wanted to go somewhere else. Okay. And then, well, I think basically these are the comments that we have this evening, aside the points that were teased out from the discussants' renditions. Thank you so much, Mr. Alabi.
Oh, thank you so much, Ma. Can we give her a round of applause for that? At least taking us through all the comments we've had so far has reminded us of all that we've learned so far today. And we've learned a great deal of things today by the grace of God. So we are coming gradually to the end of this session today. I don't know if Dr. Mercy Leon is here with us for the vote of thanks or appreciation.
Maybe network.
Maybe we allow the convener to do that.
Yes. I think we're also losing Mr. Alabi.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Wow.
We've lost both of them.
Oh, wow.
Wow. This network issue.
Yeah. Well, it's been a nice discussion, really.
Thank you
Yes.
so much, man.
Very
Has been a pleasure.
enlightening. Yeah.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure learning from you both, Salma.
Thank you. It's nice. It's also nice learning from you. You're the Gen Z person. Oh, which gen do you belong?
Well, I think I'm not exactly Gen Z, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because
Good.
I'm just at the intersection between almost Gen Z and I think millennia. So
Millennium. Okay.
Wow, that's
yeah.
interesting. So I think it would be nice to know ourselves better than now. I will oblige my contact with the convener.
Okay.
Now,
Thank you very much, sir.
I will also be glad to
Yeah.
have your contact from her.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
We can't have the convener. We can't see the moderator.
The
Network,
moderator.
internet has thrown them out. So maybe we can just call it a day and thank everyone
Thank you
for
so
being
much.
here. And the people, the I mean, the attendees on the virtual platform YouTube, we just need to thank them as well for staying
Yes.
this long.
Yes.
And God willing, we'll meet again another time. Thank you,
Thank
sir,
you so much.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Blessing,
Thank you,
too.
ma.
Thank you,
God bless
Ma.
you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Right. Okay, somebody's back. Somebody's back.
I can
Uh-huh.
see.
The governor is here to say everything. We were
Wow.
rounding up for you.
Oh, thank you so much for taking that up. I think it's a general challenge that we have. The internet just went off,
Yeah.
and myself and the moderator were on the same platform. So I think it's a general thing. I had to switch to my data so that we can end up this program tonight, this evening. I think I should let you continue. You were
We had
saying
actually
something before.
rounded up. No, we were when we didn't see you, we were just rounding up and thanking everybody.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you for doing that for us. We want to greatly appreciate everyone that's been here today. We want to start with expressing our gratitude to the discussant. It's been highly intellectual, it's been highly resourceful. We have learned a lot, particularly. I have learned a lot on this platform this evening, a lot to take home and execute. And I'm sure that it is the same with everyone that's been here who have given us their time to be here this evening. I want to appreciate the discussant, Mr. Kindele. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma.
There's no time we call on you that you do not answer us. I want to
Yes,
bless the day that we met for the first time and
Thank
how
you so
the
much.
relationship has continued to grow since
Thank
that
you, ma.
time forward. Thank you
Thank
for
you, ma.
being so supportive. Yes,
Thank God.
Mr. Labi is also here now. Thank you for being so supportive of what we do at the administrators hub. He's been a chief chair leader, the administrators hub. I want to appreciate you, Yeye Adeshola Oyinloye Undu. Thank you for bringing your expertise. Thank you for bringing in your knowledge, skills. You, Miss Blessing Abodering, I'm so proud of you. I remain so proud of you. Thank you for your very brilliant delivery this evening. Before we started, I was introducing her to Mr. Akindele, and I said she's very intelligent, and I'm sure that we are not disappointed at all at her delivery on this platform this evening. Well done, well done, and well done. She's a young lady that's going to high places. And we're here always to celebrate all your wins, one level after the other. To Mr. Alabi, who came in and network has taken out of this space again, I want to say a very big thank you for moderating so beautifully, so wonderfully this evening. You did it so well, and we are grateful. There was no need for the initial nervousness. You mentioned that he was initially nervous. There was no need for it. He did beautifully well, and we're grateful. And to everyone every member of the administrators hub, we want to say thank you for your support, for your participation. Thank you for spreading the news of what we do here at the administrators hub. We're grateful to members. Most of them are not here today because they are engaged otherwise, they're engaged otherwise at other platforms, and we want to say a very big thank you to every member of the administrators hub for all that they do. We want also to say a big thank you to all our social media members of our social media network. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being there. Thank you for encouraging us to go on. And the last but not the least, we want to give gratitude to God, the one who inspired, the one who birthed, the one who has been running the administrators for these last 2 years. We know that without you, we could not have made it this far. And we're so grateful to him for all that he does, even for us on the administrators hub, as we look ahead into our third year and the great things that God will yet do in our midst in the name of Jesus Christ. Now, for us at the administrators hub, December is usually the holiday time. So it means that the next time we're meeting on the hub is January 2026. And I honestly look forward to seeing every one of us again in January 2026 in a brand new form,
Amen.
ever learning, ever unlearning, relearning, and networking. Thank you so much for making it a date with us today.
Thank you so much.
And on this note, I want to say, see you again in January 2026. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Let's give everyone a Toby. Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.